Hello, everyone.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Pleb is back. In today's report, there's a new political party in Canada that's claiming to be centrist with a woke leader who's blocking everyone on X. Also, tonight, George St. Pierre goes off on Justin Trudeau over his handling of the pandemic, and Trump absolutely slays in North Carolina. You won't want to miss tonight's story. Stick around. Before we start tonight's report, just a quick reminder. Are you fed up of the bias of the mainstream media? Are you looking for actual real news? Well, if you are, smash subscribe on my channel because I'm going to show you the news the mainstream media won't. Well, folks, it's good to be back in this chair bringing you guys the news the mainstream media won't. Feels good to be back. In tonight's first story, we're going to talk about what's happening in Canada. A new political party has launched here in Canada called the Canadian Future Party, which is supposed to be a centrist party, but the dude leading it is absolutely unhinged. He's woke, he's far to the left, and he's blocking everyone. Let's go watch his announcement of this new political party.
The Conservatives are leading quite steadily in the polls and have been for a while. What makes you think this is something Canadians want?
The polls are very clear about it. They're tired of Mr. Trudeau. They want an alternative. But there's also a lot of people who are uncomfortable with the extremism and divisiveness that has approached Mr. Poilievre's approach to politics.
The extremism of Pierre Poilievre. What? Cutting taxes? Reducing the crime? Is this extremism? This dude is a wacko.
Since he became leader of his party. And we aim to offer an alternative to that. I was shocked the other week that Mr. Poilievre, the leader of a conservative party, came out and said he refused to promise to increase defense spending to 2%. He is riding on the coattails of the American MAGA movement, and that sort of politics is not Canadian.
Okay, and he's tying Pierre Poilievre to MAGA. Does this sound like a centrist, someone in the middle, or does this just sound like another woke lunatic?
Equally, when the Liberals talk about how everything is just fine and sunny ways, they're living in the 1990s. We have got to have a realistic 2024 approach to politics based on Canadian needs. So I think that Canadians are looking for a positive alternative. Whether they like what we have to offer, we'll find out in the weeks and months to come, and that's up to Canadians to decide.
Wow, okay, let's do a deep dive into this guy. Do you guys see the levels of criticism that he has for both Pierre and Justin Trudeau? He calls Pierre far-right MAGA, going from 0 to 100, but he's absolutely mild with Trudeau, saying, well, Mr. Trudeau, it's not sunny ways anymore. This is not the 1990s. Can you see how vicious his Pierre attack is compared to Trudeau? That's because he's a leftist. And these headlines for Dominic Carty are already off to a hilarious start, as you can see in this one, saying Canadian Future, a party for losers. Where's the lie? And if you guys want to see how insane this is here, Canadian disgrace Dean Blundell literally is telling his followers to follow this guy. He's not left, he's not right, he's #forward. And Dominic Carty retweeted this. Now, an endorsement from Dean Blundell should be the nail in the coffin, but we all know these leftists have no self-awareness. And it wasn't just that tweet. Dean Blundell is hard at work, shilling for this new centrist party. Yes, he's all in with Dean Blundell. And in his first day as leader of this new centrist party, well, he spent it arguing with everybody on X. Look at him arguing with everybody on X on his first day as leader of this new centrist party. He has time for keyboard wars, apparently, because yes, this is insane. How many people did he reply to? Pause the video if you want to see what he's saying here. Look at this. He spent his whole day yesterday just arguing with people on X. This is quite unhinged. And if you think this guy wasn't enough of a clown, look how he treated the unvaccinated during the pandemic.
We're keeping the unvaccinated people out of schools, out of hospitals, out of our government offices. If people want to choose to make a decision that is against their community's best interest and against their own, they can choose to not participate in those activities where everyone else has decided that we'd like to actually, if you don't mind, not die of a horrible disease.
Yes, folks, a real centrist. But the real cherry on top of all of this Dominic Carty saga is, well, he has everybody blocked on X. I mean, I have been blocked for a little bit, but I mean, he blocked me for calling him woke. He is woke. But let's see who else he has blocked here. Let's get the clown music going again. He's blocked Marty up north, who barely even interacted with him. He's blocked Son of a Bench, another big account. He's blocked Debbie Bloodclot. He's blocked The Buck You Will. Apparently, he never even interacted with this guy. He has Underboob Jess blocked. The Honorable B-Girl is blocked as well. He has my friend David Perez blocked. And he even has Kevin Pachetti blocked. This Dominic Party guy has hundreds of conservative accounts blocked on X. That sure sounds to me like a liberal thing to do. I think this centrist party of Canada is going to fail spectacularly, and well, I cannot wait to cover it on this channel because their leader, Dominic Carty, is clearly a clown. In our next story of the night, we're going to talk about UFC champion and UFC legend George St. Pierre, who this week came out against Trudeau's government, against the Quebec government. The man is pissed off over the way our governments handled the pandemic. He's mad at the government for taking our freedoms away from us. Let's go see what George St. Pierre had to say.
Remember during like pandemic, like they said all these things and they half of them were true. And it was like, well, fucking.
I was very angry about what was going on in Canada. I didn't like the way it was run during the pandemic. I was very pissed off. I didn't like it. I think it was an attack on our freedom.
Where were you during the freedom convoy, bro? Huh? But yeah, he's right. It was an attack on our freedoms.
We had curfew and this I'm not afraid. Some people are like, oh, you shouldn't become a political. This is not right. This is about, I think is about freedom. I was not happy about what.
Yeah, but why didn't you speak out during the pandemic, George? I mean, if you weren't happy, that was the time to be courageous. But I mean, hey, if you're willing to speak out now, I'll give you your props.
The decision that were made, I think it was an attack on the freedom, and I think everybody should have had the decision of choosing the right to make the decision. Do I want to be vaccinated or not? But if you're not vaccinated, you're not allowed to do this. Like, man, you have no life. This was wrong. I don't agree with that decision.
Yeah, it started to feel like privatized communism to me in a way. It's like, you know, it's like the bait of the government, but really it's like private entities doing it. Yeah. And I wish I'd spoken up more. I think there were times for me, you know, I just felt like kind of scared, or I didn't feel brave, or I didn't know some things.
They would have canceled you.
But that's crazy.
They could have canceled you. That's the thing. That's the thing about it. I mean, it depends.
Sounds to me like George was afraid of getting canceled for speaking out. Probably had millions of dollars on the line.
In Nashville, I don't know, Nashville, Tennessee, right?
Yeah, they can't really cancel you that much there.
Yeah, but in Canada, that was like, it's different. Like people, people don't understand, but it was different. We had a curfew. It was crazy. Like, man, I couldn't get out of the country. I had business to do. You know, my business is international. I had to travel, so I had no choice. I did it. But I think I was not agree with the decision.
Yeah,
and it's my right to say so.
Right.
But if I would have said it at the time, maybe they would have like put down my Instagram, put down all my stuff.
Where was this George St. Pierre during the pandemic? And man, him saying that he's mad at the government for forcing him to take the jibber jab or lose his job and lose his sponsorships and be canceled. I mean, I bet there's millions of other Canadians who are the same way as him, who did it so that they could get back to their normal lives. They didn't want it, but they complied because they didn't want to starve. They had kids to feed. Man, in our next story of the night, I want to talk about what's happening with Trump, because there's been a lot of drama in the last couple of days. Ever since Trump did that Twitter Spaces with Elon Musk, things have been moving at 1,000,000 miles an hour. The latest odds for Trump have come in, and they've slipped another percentage. Now Kamala has the biggest lead she's ever had over Trump over on Polymarket. The fact that Kamala even has a lead over Trump is absolutely mind-blowing, but it tells me one thing: the Trump campaign needs to make changes. They need to do something drastic, and thankfully, Trump is listening. We got this report in yesterday that Trump is in talks to fire his campaign manager, Chris LaCivita, and Susie Wiles. Yes, okay, he's listening. And this morning, another news story broke here where Trump rehired his 2016 campaign manager. This news just broke here today that Trump has rehired his 2016 campaign manager, Corey Lewandowski. Now, what makes this a fantastic move is that Corey understands who Trump is. His most famous quote is, "You gotta let Trump be Trump." And this whole let Trump be Trump thing is an absolute winning strategy. And we saw this applied last night during Trump's rally in Asheville, North Carolina, where Trump appears to be back to 2016 vintage Trump. Here's some of the highlights from the rally last night.
Kamala, you're fired. Get out of here. Go. Get out of here. Right? Get her. Boom.
Do you guys see the energy difference? That's that 2016 vintage Trump. It's back and it's great. And last night at the rally, Trump really showed why he is just so funny, why people love him, as he goes on an absolute hilarious riff about Kamala being insane over her crazy laugh.
What happened to her laugh? I haven't heard that laugh in about a week. That's why they keep her off the stage. That's why she's disappeared. That's the laugh of a crazy person, I will tell you, if you haven't known it. It's a crazy. She's crazy. They told her, don't laugh. Don't laugh. No, it's her. No, her laugh is career threatening. They said don't laugh. She hasn't laughed. She doesn't laugh anymore. It's smart, but someday it's going to come out. That's the laugh of a person with some big problem. What happened?
Trump's energy last night was special. Like, it's a new Trump. Trump is totally back. He was hitting the comedic notes, but he was also absolutely killing it on policy, and his energy was truly unmatched.
Together we will deliver low taxes, low regulations, low energy costs, low interest rates, low inflation, so that everyone can afford groceries, a car, and a home. Common sense.
That's that Pierre line. Common sense.
We will stop the invasion, end the migrant crime, support our great police, save Medicare, and save Social Security, which is under siege. We will strengthen our military, build a missile defense shield, keep critical race theory and transgender insanity the hell out of our schools, and keep men...
Damn, he went off on the transgender insanity here.
...out of women's sports.
This is vintage Trump. Okay, this is what he needs to be saying. This is awesome. Let's go.
We will defend the Second Amendment, restore free speech, and we will secure our elections. Everyone will prosper, every family will thrive, and every day will be filled with opportunity, hope, and joy. But for that to happen, we must never let Kamala Harris get anywhere near the White House, and we must defeat her country-destroying liberal agenda. She destroyed San Francisco. She's not going to destroy our country. So get your friends, get your family, register, volunteer, and get the hell out and vote. You got to vote. On November 5th, we will save our economy. We will rescue our middle class. We will put America first, and we will make America great again. Thank you very much. North Carolina, God bless you. God bless you all. Thank you very much.
Damn, he's on fire. Personally, I think Trump being a slight underdog is good for him. It brings out the dog in him, the fighter in him. Trump does not want to lose this election, and I'm happy to see him make the proper adjustments with his campaign, and he needs to keep delivering this type of energy because he absolutely killed it last night. Anyways, folks, that's all I have for today's episode, but I want you to tell me in the comments down below, what do you think about this new centrist leader, Dominic Hardy? Does he sound like a centrist to you or an absolute clown? Also, what did you think about George St. Pierre talking about the government just taking away freedoms? You guys happy to see George come out? Are you guys upset that he wasn't vocal during the pandemic? Also, what do you guys think about this Trump rally last night? Did you guys like the energy? Do you think Trump is doing what it takes to win the 2016 election? Do you think that these odds are real? Do you think that Kamala is ahead like the bookmakers are saying? Tell me in the comments down below. If you guys enjoyed today's broadcast and you want to support this channel, well, the best way to do it is share the video, drop a comment, smash the like button. You can buy a membership for $5 Canadian if you feel like it. My name is the Pleb. Double P, hit us with the outro.
Hey, good to see you. Hey, keep up the great work.
Thank you, guys. You hear that?
Keep up the great work.
Keep up the great work.
Let's bring it home.
Let's bring it home.
The Pleb.
The Pleb. Woo! Yo, I just got a shout out from the next Prime Minister of Canada. Let's go.
If you guys made it this far, you are officially a legend. And if you did make it this far, tell me in the comments. See you at the next episode.